KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. Matson and the Adai Tano program. Harley-Davidson of Guam. Visit our new showroom, now located on Route 8 in Mighty. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dedido. Always open, always local.
Ahead on primetime, the Archdiocese of Agana files for Chapter 11 reorganization in the District Court of Guam. Plus, it's the longest ever U.S. government shutdown. Nesta Lecanto has more on how it's affecting the island. And the Liangarel Tenori administration announces more appointments to their cabinet.
Hafid, good evening.
Well, today marks a major milestone for the Archdiocese of Agana. Early this morning, the church filed for Chapter 11 reorganization, also known as bankruptcy, in the District Court of Guam.
The hope is to finally get justice and some form of compensation for the over 200 men and even some women who have come forward with allegations of clergy sex abuse.
Archbishop Michael Burns opening in prayer.
We present to you those who have suffered at the hands of clergy. We pray that the measures we are taking today and in the days ahead will bring the greatest measure of justice and consolation to those who have so suffered.
There are just over 200 clergy sex abuse lawsuits against the church, but that count could climb in the weeks ahead. Attorney Fred Elsesser explains the process of filing for bankruptcy.
The first part of the bankruptcy, the first part of the reorganization process, which will be approximately the next 6 months, will be to provide broad notice to everyone who may have a claim against the Archdiocese of Agana but has not filed yet, and they will have the opportunity to file up until a deadline date, which will probably be sometime in the May to June timeframe. And during that period, we will be working with the claimants' attorneys through their committee that is appointed in the bankruptcy to work with them to try to sell the non-essential properties for the best prices possible to help fund the reorganization and fund the compensation to the abuse survivors.
Then mediation. This is when insurers, abuse claimants, and their attorneys craft a settlement. Once a settlement is reached, they'll form a Chapter 11 reorganization plan.
That is a plan that is a democratic process in which the actual abuse claimants will be voting on whether to confirm that plan, and if the plan is successful and approved by the bankruptcy court after the claimants have an opportunity to vote on that plan, in that third piece, that is when the compensation would be distributed to the claimants. We intend to make every effort to work with Claimants Council to both expedite this process and make the bankruptcy process as efficient and therefore as least expensive as possible.
The church currently has $22.9 million in assets. They also have $45.6 million in liabilities, which includes the clergy sex abuse lawsuits. Filing bankruptcy comes ahead of Thursday's hearing in the District Court of Guam.
The Archdiocese will have some motions to continue the routine operations of the diocese, such as making payroll, keeping our bank accounts open, and allowing the financial transactions so that the Archdiocese can continue to operate in a normal and usual fashion in support of the parishes, schools, social services, cemeteries, and other Catholic missions here on the island of Guam.
It's a big move from the church and evidence of their commitment to bringing closure to victims of clergy sex abuse.
It's never enough, but we hope that at least we give some amount of justice to these victims. And so this is the path we've chosen, and this is the path we'll follow through on in the months ahead as we work through this bankruptcy process.
Thursday's hearing starts at 8:30 a.m.
The longest ever U.S. government shutdown continues, and federal workers here are among the estimated 800,000 that are impacted. The employees are also feeling the effects of their first missed paycheck. We spoke with the local union rep who says it will only get harder if the furloughs don't end soon. Nestor Lecanto has more.
4 weeks into the shutdown, and the president and congressional Democrats remain at odds over Trump's demand for funding for a southern border wall before he will reopen the government. Many exempted employees here, like FAA air traffic controllers and TSA screeners, have remained on the job but are not getting paid. And while some stateside airports complain that employee callouts are creating longer lines, the Guam airport reports no change in screening times. Likewise, a majority of National Weather Service employees are also working without pay. Ken Culture is their union steward.
We're doing pretty well right now. There are some of us who are suffering a bit more than others because we do have some of us who are working paycheck to paycheck, and they're already suffering. Some of us, like myself, I can make it another month, maybe 2 if I push it.
He says several banks and other financial institutions are offering help. In the meantime, employees are hopeful a resolution will be found soon. What if there's a prolonged shutdown?
When you're sitting there wondering where's my next meal coming from, it's going to affect you. When you're wondering, how am I going to pay my mortgage? How am I going to pay for my car? How am I going to get gas to get back and forth to work? And that's things that are actually already popping up in people's minds. And as it goes on, that's just going to get worse.
Culture is not blaming anyone in Washington for the shutdown. He just says they want it to end.
We don't care what side of the fence you are on, using that term, since that's what basically this is all about, is a fence. We don't care what side of the fence you're on. We just want it to end. We want to be able to do our jobs. We want to make sure people stay safe, and because that's our job.
During the partial government shutdown, the federal judiciary has continued its operations. They are using court fee balances and other no-year funds. The District Court of Guam and the federal judiciary is funded through January 25th. If existing funds become depleted, the court will reduce activities.
Congressman Michael Nicholas is brushing off criticism of his weekend trip to Puerto Rico with other congressional Democrats. Some 36 of them were flown by private jet to join more than 100 lobbyists on the visit. It was sponsored by Bold PAC, said to be the fastest growing Democratic Political Action Committee. The trip has come under fire from conservatives and other national media for its timing, a time when hundreds of thousands of federal workers are not getting paid because of the government shutdown. Nicholas posting a copy of a national published news article on his official Facebook site. It contains extensive quotes from him about the Puerto Rico trip. He said, quote, "It's a really great thing that Bold PAC is moving members to be able to see what's going on." He goes on to say Puerto Rico and their people have suffered a lot of fiscal damage from a lot of debt. That a very similar situation that's happening in Guam right now. Meanwhile, the White House slammed the trip organized by the Congressional Latino Caucus. Here's President Donald Trump speaking with national media from the White House.
I've been here all weekend. A lot of the Democrats were in Puerto Rico celebrating something. I don't know, maybe they're celebrating the shutdown.
Administration spokesperson Sarah Sanders tweeted, quote, "Democrats in Congress are so alarmed about federal workers not getting paid. They're partying on the beach instead of negotiating a compromise to reopen the government and secure the border." Well, jury deliberations are underway in the murder case involving 2 airmen who were deployed to Andersen Air Force Base last March. Airman First Class Isaiah Edwards is accused of stabbing fellow Airman First Class Bradley Hale while the pair were deployed to Guam. Our affiliates at KSLA reported closing arguments have ended in Shreveport, Louisiana. Defense attorneys rested their case Tuesday morning after forensic experts testified about blood splatter and fingerprints found on a phone, table, sink, and stairwell. Edwards has since claimed self-defense. The jury includes a panel of military officers who have been selected to decide Edwards' fate.
Unsealed in the District Court of Guam this week. Looks like a pair charged locally in connection to 35 pounds of cocaine that apparently washed ashore now face federal charges. A recently unsealed indictment names Jimmy Afison and Robert Afison for possession of cocaine hydrochloride with intent to distribute. No details are provided, only that they, quote, "intentionally possessed with intent to distribute 5 or more kilograms of a mixture of a substance containing a detectable amount of cocaine, a Schedule II controlled substance." Well, this traffic stop turned into a drug bust. While the female in the vehicle searched for the required documentation, police reportedly smelled marijuana. A search of Joseph Joaquin Palomo revealed plastic baggies with suspected drugs. The items tested positive for crystal methamphetamine. Palomo was arrested and charged with possession of a Schedule II controlled substance as a third-degree felony. He apparently returned to the scene of the crime. Christ Joshua Winay, also known as Julio Macaiwan, is charged with home invasion as a first-degree felony. Court documents state the incident occurred on New Year's Day at Hemlani's apartments. The victim told police the suspect came into the apartment, threw a beer can at him, and stabbed him 3 times. The victim and a witness who tried to intervene were sent to the hospital. Winay returned to the scene this week, where he told police the victim got his injury because, quote, he made me mad the way he talked to me, end quote.
Well, stick around for more news here on Primetime.
You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
Cheers to 80 years! It's our 80th anniversary and the gifts are on us. 80 gift certificates, 8 shopping sprees, 8 staycations, and 1 round-trip flyaway for 2 to Manila. So how do you enter? Calvo's Insurance personal home and auto customers are automatically entered. Non-Calvo's customers may enter by receiving a qualified quote. It's our way of saying thank you for trusting us for the past 80 years. For more details, visit calvos.com/giveaway or call 472-6816. Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years.
The great thing about technology isn't about how big, fast, or clever it is.
It's about delivering connections that empower people to achieve things. Try them for the first time.
Connect with others.
Or even rediscover the world around us. It's your world. Explore it.
MTO, professional janitorial services with a warm hospitality touch. MTO gives that gift year-round. Pressure wash roofs, pressure wash driveways, lawn service, home cleaning, carpet restoration, office cleaning, commercial window cleaning, floor care. When cleaning is in order, MTO has you covered. Call 647-6861 to inquire on how you can receive the maintenance you deserve.
MTO, celebrating 30 years with you, Guam.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings, oven baked to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
Today and welcome back. A week marked by break-ins at Simon Sanchez High School and FBLG now has the Guam Education Board tackling safety concerns head-on. Though the GEEP did not meet quorum, they did discuss at length the vandalism at the 2 northern schools. Board member James Lujan urged the leaders to consider a 2-pronged approach to invest in more security personnel and make strict laws for culprits. Chairman Mark Mendiola agreed, saying, quote, things are getting out of hand, end quote. He also states slashes in the budget is a concern to address break-ins, though the suspected students remain at large. Superintendent John Fernandez adds there are laws for restitution that must be enforced. First board meeting of 2019 tomorrow for the Guam Election Commission, but the meeting will consist of mostly old business from 2018. On the agenda, counting and recording of write-in votes. GEC Director Maria Pangilinan said recording and publishing write-in votes, which is mandated by law, could take all day and then some.
The most we've ever had to count.
The number of write-in votes and who received write-in votes will be published on the GEC website, according to Pangilinan. Also on the agenda, the GEC's supplemental budget request of $298,000. The request has been introduced in the legislature by Senator Jocelyn Augustine in the form of Bill 15. Pangilinan said if the bill is not passed, the GEC would not have enough funding to finish our fiscal year, and she's not so sure about the chances of the bill passing.
But I'm anxious to see that a public hearing is scheduled.
The GEC meeting will start tomorrow morning at 9 with the swearing in of new Republican member Tony Gamatauta. She will replace former Vice Chair Jadine Tunkap, who resigned late last year.
Well, a little over a week after their inauguration, Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration announces additional appointments to its cabinet. Former Senator Carlotta Leon Guerrero was tapped to serve as chief advisor on military and regional affairs. Jesse Garcia was named deputy director of Department of Public Works. Arlene Santos as executive director of Federal Programs of Office. Cecile Buddy Orsini as executive secretary of the Guam Contractors License Board. Jermaine Alerta as executive director of the Guam Developmental Disabilities Council. Rebecca Respicio as the Guam Energy Office director. Also selected were Verita Posnia as Executive Director of Guam Military Buildup Office, Executive Director of Serve Guam Commission Doris Uggan. Walter Leon Guerrero was picked to be the Administrator of the Guam Environmental Protection Agency, Jane Flores as Director of Bureau of Women's Affairs, Chamorro Land Trust Commission's Director Jack Hattig, Daniel Leon Guerrero as Director of Civil Service Commission, and Daniel Stone as Chief of the Guam Fire Department. Governor Leon Guerrero will formally transmit the nominations for confirmation to the Guam legislature, as well as submit recommendations to the respective boards of the agencies. Nominees will serve in acting capacities pending legislative confirmation. And Governor Leon Guerrero spent some time meeting with GPA crew members currently deployed to Saipan. The Magahago was up north for the CNMI inauguration. Our partners at KSPN2 News have the story.
Guam's newly elected governor, Leon Guerrero, is on island here in Saipan and paid a special visit to the Guam Power Authority crew in Chalankanoa today.
You make Guam really proud. The governor in his inauguration speech yesterday gave you a lot of commendation, and you know the whole purpose of sisterhood and brotherhood with our Marianas brothers and sisters, I think speaks very highly of all that you have done. I'll tell you, when you came off the airplane and the buckets were rolling out, there was a great relief from the people of the Northern Marianas. And we saw it in Guam too, and we were all, for me, I had goosebumps, and I was very appreciative of all of that you do, and I know we're almost there. The governor tells me there's about a 85 to 95% hookup, and we all know how it is, right? When we've experienced a typhoon and we ourselves are without water and power, and we also had help from the Marianas Islands, and so we need to always feel that bond with our people over here, because no one else can do it except ourselves.
Thanking all 32 employees from Guam Power Authority for all the work they've done in Saipan since Super Typhoon U2.
Just wanted to come and highly commend you, and I know your families are missing you, but we're almost done. And the governor said that if we also needed the same kind of help, he would also reciprocate. And that's the kind of bonding and partnership we need to have here in this part of the world, like I said, because no one else can do it but ourselves. So, like I said, if I had more time, I would spend more time with you guys, maybe have a little party, but sorry I have to go back home, but I wanted to just take the time out to, again, thank you so much for your help with what you do to make the lives of our people here in the CNMI much better.
Commemorating how fast the reconstruction of power and water have moved so far.
I think the progress is going very well. 2 months after the typhoon, and they're already 85 to 90% hooked up. So that's really, I think, a lot of very aggressive work that they've done, and I know that they work very closely with also the power people here in the CNMI, so I'm very proud of the guys that are here.
Reporting for KSPN2, I'm Ashley McDowell.
The Chamber of Commerce elects its new board members for 2019. Joe Arnett of Deloitte & Touche was voted chairman. Christine Boleto of Pacific Fruits is the vice chair, and Mark Tokito of the Bank of Hawaii are re-elected secretary. Rounding out the executive committee is immediate past chairman Jim Herbert of Triple J 5-Star Wholesale, Bobby Stringy of Moylan's Insurance, and chamber president Catherine Castro.
Well, sports is next, but first, here's a look at your island weather.
to earn reward points using the Alpha Plus app. Here, let me show you. Simply register with the all-new Alpha Plus app and earn reward points while making purchases at your favorite stores you already shop at. Just present the app to any authorized representative to earn your points. Now that was easy. Alpha Plus, make every day a plus.
Start something new this year when you buy a new Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Ram from Cars Plus and Mighty. Like a new Jeep Compass Sport, $175 for paycheck. Or a new Chrysler Pacifica LX, $213 for paycheck. Or save $10,500 on a new Ram 1500. How about a new Jeep Wrangler Sport? Only $309 for paycheck. Plus, receive a Cars Plus Shell Value Card with every vehicle purchase. So this year, start something new with a new Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Ram. Only at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. We're in studio talking about the partnership with Guam Elite Basketball and the Guam Basketball Confederation. Dom, Will, first off, let's talk about how the partnership came about.
It's real simple. I mean, with the success that the national programs had in the last couple of years, most notably, going 6-0 in the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers, I mean, it was a no-brainer. They want to continue to build on that, really starting at a grassroots level. Getting kids developed as young as 8 and under really ties in with the goals and aspirations that we have as an organization. So it was a no-brainer. We reached out to President E.J. Calvo of GBC, and it was an easy decision for him, just getting these kids ready. So it ties in with the goals that we have as well.
Now, you're a member of the men's national team. You're also lead trainer for the academy. And you guys are open registration right now for kids of all ages.
Yeah, it's open registration right now. People that are interested in registering, they can go to GuamEliteBasketball.com, click on the Guam National Basketball Academy tab, and just fill out the information. They can make payments there. And practices, the Skills Academy actually starts next week, Monday. Trainings will be on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So, just going to be a great program, a lot of coaches, a lot of great input, and just really focus on individual skills for the player at different age groups to learn as they progress and hopefully, go on to the next level of middle school, JV, varsity, and so on down the line.
And for the people that don't know, the Guam National Basketball Training Center is a legit gym where guys can get their shots up, run. Let's talk about what can they expect at the academy itself.
I mean, you could really expect just top-notch training here on Guam. I mean, we got seasoned veterans. We got, Will's played professional basketball. Him and myself been able to travel the world, see the different levels of play. So, and of course, Coach EJ guiding us in terms of how we can implement strategies that will transfer to the national level. Just implementing all these, these techniques, and it really starts with basic basketball. I mean, it's no secret. We want to make sure that these kids understand that the process of getting from where they're at to the next level just begins with basics, and until they master that, we move on to the next phase of training. So we're real excited for the opportunity and ready to get, Guam basketball to the next level.
And you guys are well-established, Guam Elite Basketball. You've been there, you've done that, both on the national team level and professionally. Talk about what you can bring to the table and helping the kids adjust and get their game to be better.
It's really practicing the right way. If you're practicing the wrong way every day, it's going to only set you back. So as long as you learn how to practice the right way from a young age, it's just easier to build on those fundamentals to become the best player that you could be. And that's really what our main focus is, to teach the kids how to train the right way and really have fun and exercise and just get away from all the tablets and stuff. And
Guam was represented recently at the U15 level. We've competed at the U17 level. But it's really getting the guys adjusted to that style of play, that FIBA style of play.
Definitely. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of the culture of basketball in Guam hasn't been at the level that we wanted to get at, and it's slowly changing. But, kids need to understand, if they really want to play at that next level, it really starts to, go back to what Will was talking about, building those proper work habits and practicing and training the right way. So I think one takeaway from this academy will be not only, going there and applying these strategies, but building the habits to get there. So when they're in their off season or, they're having time on their own to work on their game, they know exactly what to work on. They know how to work on it. So I think that's the biggest takeaway.
Well, real quick, let's drop the info. How can they get in contact with you guys and get more info about the academy?
Again, you can go online at GuamEliteBasketball.com and click on the Guam National Basketball Academy tab. The registration form is there. You could register online, or you could email GuamEliteBasketball@gmail.com, or you could call Dom.
929-7264.
All right, that's it for sports. We're back right after this.
The 2019 Guam Phonebook is coming your way. The Guam Phonebook will be delivered soon to military distribution points and businesses island-wide. Look out for it at local gas stations, retailers, Rev and Tax, or at Yellow Pages Inc., located inside the IT&E office in Harmon Industrial Park. From print, online, and the Phonebook app, the Guam Phonebook caters to all generations: baby boomers, millennials, and Generation Z. The selling season for the 2020 Guam Phonebook begins January 2019. To give your business or agency the endless exposure it deserves, call 472-3495 today. The Guam Phonebook, most